Area law enforcement officers are forced to deal with the cold all while protecting citizens. Now, from dealing with different crimes to car accidents, police officers have to work outside, of course, even when the temperatures are below zero. They stay warm in their vehicles as long as they can, but do take extra precautions like using those layers when they do have to go out.
You take an accident or you have to take a report outside and the officer might be out for a period of time, it's important that they wear a hat, gloves, keep their body warm, a heavy jacket that we wear, maybe long johns.
Sergeant Tom Gill with Sioux City Police Department says if you are in an accident during these cold temperatures, there are some things you should do.
Extensive damage to a vehicle, or if there's any injuries involved in the accident, always make sure to call the police. Or if you're not sure, always call the police. We'll come out, we'll take the accident report, stay in your vehicle as long as it's safe. If it's not safe to be out on the road, then get off the road, find somewhere safe, or if you can stay in someone else's vehicle.
Now, if the roads do get icy, police say you should reduce your speed and then increase that distance between you and the vehicle in front of you.